dead air. This is an episode with a lot of dead air that you're gonna have to edit out later. Well, welcome to day 7. How are you, Jack?
I'm doing okay. It's the end of the first week. We will hopefully continue this for 3 more weeks, but
Yep.
we have this the 1 quarter mark, which feels like a milestone to me.
Yeah. 1/4 of the... No, not 1/4 of the morbs are done. One
We're-
quarter of the time elapsed has passed.
We're at what, 28 out of 500 mobs?
Yes. That is not a quarter of the morbs necessary.
No, it's not none though.
It's not none. Are we still in single-digit percents?
Don't make me do maths
No, we must, because we haven't done 50 yet.
Well,
And that would be
25, there's 4 25s in 100, and then there's
Are
5
there?
of those. That's 1/20th.
Yes.
So we're just over a 20th of the mobs.
Haha, tricked you, made you do math. Who's the rube now? You.
Oh, really
So
high
then don't-
energy, real high energy mobs today.
I don't know, I've been working a lot, you've been working a lot. Also, you edit the podcast, which is not an inconsiderable amount of work. Cam's at work right now.
Oh, I would like to mention something because I realized after we uploaded the last episode that I didn't mention at any point that the intro to last episode was Jared Leto getting interviewed by a VTuber. So in case you're wondering what that arigato gozaimasu at the start of last episode was, that was Jared Leto of Morbius fame being interviewed about Morbius. And I thought that was neat.
I love that he also puts the inflection into it. Like, he doesn't just sit there and say, arigato. He just, like, kind of...
Well, yeah, because he gets given a certain amount of energy by the VTuber.
He doesn't have energy for any of the rest of the video, and also it looks like the camera operators have stapled his family to the floor.
It's truly terrifying. If anyone wants to, like, see that interview or doesn't know how to find that, let me know. I'll link it at some point.
Jared Leto looks more scared in that interview than he did at any point in filming Morbius.
It's truly a transcendent performance.
Yeah. So I have a bit of a thought experiment for you, Jack.
You okay?
If you were going to make a Morbius cocktail...
Blue curacao, grenadine,
Yeah, just that.
vodka, maraschino cherry.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Just the... Yeah.
Yeah, it's the coagulated red. But you know, you gotta have
That's
the
his
blue,
blood
you gotta have the
coagulating in his
red,
veins.
and then, I don't know, you've got something blue, you got something red.
You need something kind of like pale and green, because there's a lot of pale, sickly green in the movie as well.
Mint leaf. I'm trying to make this good.
Yeah. You could use maybe like some kind of infused gin.
Yeah, some sort of Morb gin. I think they should have released an official Morbius like liquor.
Hot sauce.
Well, yeah, Warhammer Darktide released the hot sauce, but I think Morbius should release alcohol because that's what we need to get through Morbius.
How spicy do you think the Morbius hot sauce would have been?
Not at all.
Yeah, no, it would have been like cold salsa.
It would have been intended to be made with ghost peppers, but then at the last second they changed it so it was actually just like jalapenos.
No, at the last minute they just took all of the pepper out of it and replaced it with capsicum. Yummy.
A yummy salsa.
Yummy.
We had a lot of thoughts about the film Morbius today, as you can imagine. Yeah, I guess we'll come back afterwards, and hopefully watching 7 Morbiuses at once will inspire our dark passengers to have more thoughts.
I think you could use cranberry juice for some kind of...
Yeah, if you
Morb
didn't want
cocktail.
if you didn't want the grenadine.
Yeah, some kind of low sugar alternative. The thing is that there aren't that many blue... I guess you could use Bombay Sapphire, but is that actually
Bombay
blue?
Sapphire is not actually blue, it's just got blue glass. It's just a clear gin.
Yeah, that sucks.
You can always put blue food dye. I think the curacao is as good as you're going to get.
Yeah, no, Curaçao's as good as we're going to get. How would you, like, layer it, though? Because I think...
I don't know what's denser, so I wouldn't know how they would go. I guess the curacao has the alcohol
Yeah.
on it.
So would that be denser?
I
Welcome
should
to
know
science
this.
time.
I should know this, but I don't. I believe alcohol will float on water.
Yes, that makes sense.
But
My brain's telling me that alcohol is slipperier than water and therefore it should float, but that doesn't make any sense and it's also stupid.
It is immiscible in water, if nothing else.
Immiscible.
No, you can mist it. Put it in like a spray bottle.
Oh, neat. Oh, what if like the Morbius cocktail was like a gastronomic experience? Like you had to have it like misted at you and then you.
No, you have to have it served in a blood bag.
Yeah,
you just suck it out.
You have to try and like bite down through the plastic even though you don't have vampire fangs. Or it comes in those like bursties, like those Hungry Jacks like bursties, and then you can like pretend that you're snapping the neck of an innocent, but really it's just like the bursties on your incisors.
Hey, Morbius 2 execs, call us. We have a way for the new gold like cinema experience. We know the pandemic's been rough on you guys, but we've got some real fresh ideas.
Okay, Morbius burgers.
Okay, we're gonna go watch Morbius now, and then we'll come back and we'll discuss that further later. If you're still on board for the burgers after the
Look,
break,
it's just like a burger there on the screen. Look at it. It's like a hamburger.
I'm stopping the recording. Goodbye, everyone. We'll be back in a moment.
You see what happens in the movie, and you start rooting for it. And you go, "We need Morbius."
Yeah, we do.
To stop the evil.
We need Morbius to stop the evil. That's for sure.
All right, how are we feeling?
Sleepy.
This one was somehow more exciting and more exhausting than any previous Morb. I feel like the last one is going to go down like cough medicine and then we'll just sleep for half of January.
That sounds fine to me. I'm ready to hibernate already, and we're only 7 in.
Insert a sentence here. So, a quarter of the time in, update us on how the thesis is going.
The thesis. So I have long suspected that Morbius is the true villain, and he is pulling the strings in every way here. Beginning from when he plays the chess.
Strings, the same way he pulls the strings of the trap open in the beginning scene.
Oh, the strings of the trap, the bat trap.
It's me. Think of me as your supervisor. Thesis.
Thesis offense.
Did you write 2,000 words, Jack? You better have 2,000 words for me.
No, but I've recorded several hours of audio at this point.
Yeah, okay, so we know the picture to word conversion rate. What's the audio to word conversion rate?
It's 1-to-1 because I'm saying words, I guess.
Aren't you out of luck? I don't think have we said 1,000 words in the podcast yet?
Oh, easily, surely.
Surely, right? Oh, no. Okay. Things to talk about. I'm losing my mind. It's really not happening.
It's not happening today. We've hit the 1/4 mark like a fucking brick wall. Jesus
I feel like I'm
Christ.
pulling the cord on my brain trying to make like words happen and the alternator's not turning over. I'm just sitting here like My thesis is going well though. I'm noticing more and more things about color in the background. I'm moving away from the green means like pale sickliness, which is kind of like the sort of natural draw of that, because like pale greenness on a human looks bad. You can tell, oh no, that is ooey gooey, that is bad. But here I think it just means like kind of normality and mundanity, especially because this time around I noticed that like the counterfeiter's lab, like a lot of it is yellow, but like the sort of overhanging light is kind of like that same pale sickly green. And like obviously like, you know, not to be a joyless communist, but I don't think that like criminals are like, you know, social diseases, because that would be abhorrent of me. But I think that the producers of Morbius might be capitalists.
Okay.
So I think that they would see that.
So using the lighting scheme as they would for the sick, as they do with the criminals, yeah.
Yeah, you have this kind of like parallel lighting in sort of the hospital, which is like sort of leaning more toward blue because that's Morbius's territory, but there is that kind of sickliness, especially in Anna's room. And then you also have like kind of an echo of it in the counterfeiter's lab. And I think it's also symbolic of like sort of normal mundanity that Morbius is ascending beyond. And that's why it's also echoed on the roof when Dr. Bancroft dies and is resurrected. That's her transition from normal mundanity into like the vampiric red.
She's in the very green and red sort of roof tiles.
Yeah, and she's always dressed in blue. She's always like visually allied with Morbius. And she doesn't have a color of her own because, let's face it, Martine Bancroft is kind of like a sexy blood-filled lamp.
Yeah, well, I mean, she ostensibly helps develop everything, and she is involved in that process.
She's an
but
extra
it is
pair of hands,
screen.
though. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't come up with any... Then again, we never see Morbius come up with any breakthroughs either. He just kind of does it.
Yeah, he kind of had the breakthrough already, and all he needed was a large quantity of bats to make it real.
Yeah. Like, Morbius never has the big discovery in front of the viewer.
Yeah. He doesn't even reject the Nobel Prize in front of the viewer. He takes no action in front of the viewer.
Yeah, we are simply... It is definitely tell not show that Morbius is very smart.
Yes.
Which is why I guess it's... I didn't notice as much that Dr. Bancroft doesn't do much.
Yeah.
Because Morbius also doesn't do much.
Yeah, the only, like, active role that Morbius takes is to punish Milo.
Yeah,
which is just more fodder for the theory of Milo was the protagonist.
Can we bring it back to
all along.
that scene? Because I keep coming back to the scene in which Morbius is morbed out and he's in the lab and Milo comes and goes, "Holy shit, Morbius, you look incredible. Do you have a cure?"
Yeah.
And
He's
Morbius
like, "Oh my god,
goes,
you're strong."
Yeah, and Morbius goes, "No, it's a curse. I can't let you have it." And in that sentence, he is damning Milo to an agonizing death. And I think it's something so incredibly cruel that he will not even posit the idea of working with Milo or spitballing a way to be an ethical vampire.
Or, like, even, like, explain what is happening. Like, Milo, I feel bad about giving this to other people because I did fly into, like, a blood frenzy and kill 8 people, which makes me not want to give it to other people.
But we're gonna get our dad, we're gonna get Jared Harris in, we're gonna sit down and we are gonna work non-stop to perfect this, and I will ensure you that you will get yours as well. Or failing that, we will come up with some powerful ethical vampire system whereby we get donated blood or whereby we have a chamber that we lock ourselves in. We will do whatever it takes so that you do not die of this blood disease that we can now cure.
Especially because Milo funded Morbius's vampirism. Like, that was all Milo's dollar
And
that
he
went into
sends Milo back out into the rain like a sad dog.
Yeah, it is raining, and then Milo walks into the, like, hilariously red zone of villain signification.
Foreshadowing. The big red area by the elevator.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's such a monstrous act.
Yeah, the thing is that Morbius is kind of a villain.
Maybe he is an anti-hero, Merlin. Maybe when we watch the DVD special features, you will be shown how truly an anti-hero Morbius is.
Okay, if he had given me any proof that Morbius had ever done something heroic, then I would be willing to, like, sit down with Daniel Espinosa and hear him out. But as it stands, I'm grasping at straws. Like the straws one might stick into a blood bag to sippy it with. Like a Capri Sun.
Like some sort of Kevin.
Kevin. He's my favorite little vampire boy.
Now, this isn't a Morbius reference. You will have to decide for yourself who Kevin is. Unless you know, in which case, good for you. You get the full Meta-MORB-phosis experience.
Yeah, you get full marks for this Meta-MORB-phosis tutorial participation.
We will name a different vampire from fiction every episode. We won't. Don't hold us to that.
Do I even know 31 vampires in fiction?
I reckon I could round it out. Like, I couldn't name 31 different vampire fictions.
Yeah.
But I could definitely name 31 vampires from fiction.
Could I name 31 Twilight vampires? Maybe. Honestly, all you'd have to do is just keep throwing out random American names and you'd nail, like, at least 3/4. Man, the Twilight vampires were weird. Nobody ever talks about that, but they were kind of weird, eh?
We're hot on the press with the Twilight vampires are weird discourse.
No, okay, like, it was never about the fact that they sparkled that bothered me, right? Because, like, we can't walk into the sun is, like, a brutal weakness to give a vampire. So, like, having them, like, sparkle and have that kind of, like, visual, like, fire, I felt was reasonable. And then they didn't have any weaknesses to sort of compensate for that.
No, of course not.
Twilight's been on my mind recently. I've seen a lot of posts about Twilight, and obviously we're watching Morbius a lot.
And Morbius and Twilight is the same.
Yeah, they're in the same universe.
Earth. I don't know if we have to keep torturing the viewer or the listeners with this incredible discourse.
No, okay, here's one more like thought experiment for you.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so say Morbius 2 is announced tomorrow, and Jared Leto and Matt Smith can't come back. Who would you recast them with?
Russell Brand as
Both of
Morbius. Russell Brand as Morbius.
Okay, yeah.
Fun new.
And then you have to get an American guy to play.
It's true,
Milo.
yeah. It's
you
like
have to
poetry,
accent
it
swap,
rhymes.
yeah.
Ooh, who's a Matt Smith type but American?
I reckon you could get Timothy Olyphant to do it.
Yeah, okay.
I could see Timothy Olyphant being, like, pathetic in, like, an intriguing way. I reckon you could get Pedro Pascal. Let's really scourge, like, the cast of The Mandalorian for our Morbius recast.
This fails the American test, but I would really like to see Sean Astin of Samwise Gamgee fame.
Ooh, yeah. And Lost fame. No, that's Pippin. I don't know who they are. I've only seen one Lord of the Rings movie. Lord of Ring, if you will.
Tragically, we're not doing a challenge where we watch the Lord of the Rings movies, so we can pencil that in for January.
No, I'm good. I've seen enough. They go to Rivendell and the story's over.
And I've heard enough. And so we'll see you next time tomorrow for the dawn of week 2.
Next time tomorrow.
I was going to say next week, and then I've remembered it was daily. This is every day for us. You can understand, can't you, listeners? You can understand why we're like this. This is all the time.
Imagine what day 17 is going to be like.